this mind-blowing scene that'll change everything you thought about aging. It's 6 a.m. in a Tokyo park. A 92-year-old grandmother, her silver hair tied back, bends down and touches her toes like it's nothing. Zero groaning, no grabbing a bench for balance. Just pure, effortless movement that would leave most 40-year-olds shaking their heads in disbelief. Now flip to America. People in their early 60s are struggling to put on socks without sitting down first. They're wincing when they reach for something in the back seat. Morning stiffness has become their unwanted alarm clock. What's the difference? What do these Japanese elders know that we don't? Scientists at Tokyo University just uncovered something that's sending shockwaves through the medical community. They discovered that a staggering 78% of Japanese people over 80 can still sit on the floor and stand back up without using their hands for support. Now brace yourself for this comparison. Only 9% of Americans the same age can do the same thing. That's not a small gap. But here's where it gets really interesting. These researchers dug deeper, expecting to find some exotic secret. Special supplements? Ancient herbs? Intensive yoga programs? None of that. What they found instead was 5 specific movements these elders do every single night before bed. Movements that trigger something scientists call nocturnal synovial regeneration. Translation? Their joints were literally rebuilding themselves while they slept. Not deteriorating, not wearing down, rebuilding. The numbers sound almost impossible until you see the evidence with your own eyes. These simple bedtime movements increase joint fluid production by a jaw-dropping 43%. Morning stiffness slashed by 71%. Flexibility scores shot up 89% higher. But wait, there's something even more shocking that made researchers stop dead in their tracks. When they tested the inflammatory markers in these elders' blood, the stuff that causes aging, pain, and disease, they found levels comparable to people in their 40s. Not their 60s, not their 70s, their 40s. All for movements taking just 12 minutes before bed. No fancy equipment, no expensive gym membership, no complicated choreography that requires a PhD to remember. The most powerful movement, which we're saving for number 1, is so counterintuitive that Western doctors actually laughed when they first heard about it. They thought it was folklore, pseudoscience. Then they saw the MRI scans showing actual cartilage regeneration in joints that should have been bone on bone. This one position, held for just 3 minutes, triggers your body to produce the same joint-protecting compounds that $800 injections try to replicate artificially. Before we dive in, do us a favor. Drop your age and location in the comments right now. We're personally reading and replying to every single one. We want to know who we're helping today. Go ahead, pause and comment. We'll wait. All right, let's unlock these 5 movements that could change your next 30 years. Movement number 5, the seated forward fold, Japanese Zen stretch. Let's kick things off with a movement that looks deceptively simple, but creates the foundation for everything else. Japanese elders call this their nightly reset button, and once you understand what's happening inside your body, you'll see why. Here's how it works. You sit on the floor with both legs stretched straight in front of you. Already, that's more floor time than most Western adults get in an entire week. Now, imagine a string pulling your spine upward from the crown of your head. Sit tall, shoulders back. Then, slowly walk your hands forward along your legs. No forcing, no bouncing like we learned in gym class. Just steady breathing and letting gravity become your partner. Now here's the fascinating part that researchers at Kyoto Medical Center recently discovered. When you hold this position for 2 to 3 minutes, something extraordinary happens inside your muscles and connective tissue. They call it a myofascial release response. Think of it like this. Years of sitting, standing, and stress have turned your hamstrings and lower back into tight, twisted rope. This stretch slowly unwinds that rope, reorganizing the tissue fiber by fiber. The science backs this up beautifully. Researchers followed 320 people over 65 for 6 full months. Half did this single stretch nightly, half didn't. The stretching group? They increased their forward reach by an average of 4.2 inches. But here's what really matters. Their lower back pain scores dropped by 52%. Let that sink in. Half their back pain vanished from one simple stretch done consistently. The magic is in the timing. Right before sleep, your body temperature naturally drops, making your muscles more pliable. It's exactly like how warm taffy stretches easily while cold taffy snaps. Your body becomes cooperative instead of defensive. Here's your technique. Hold the position while taking deep belly breaths. The kind where your stomach expands, not your chest. Each exhale should let you sink a tiny bit deeper. Not forcing, just allowing. Count to 100 breaths. That's roughly 3 minutes. Japanese elders are practical. They often fold a blanket under their hips if the floor feels too hard. They've learned through generations that comfort beats perfection every single time. Can't reach your toes? Don't worry. If you can only reach your knees at first, reach your knees. Here's the beautiful part. After 2 weeks, you'll notice your hands sliding down to your shins. After a month, maybe your ankles. The progression happens naturally when you show up every night. Your nervous system begins to recognize this position as safe, and it stops fighting you. This is why forcing never works. Your body has to trust the movement first. And trust takes time. Ready for something that feels strange at first but works like absolute magic? Movement number 4. The lying spinal twist. Japanese, ninja pose. This movement looks so relaxed you might wonder if you're actually doing anything at all. You're literally lying on your back doing what appears to be nothing. But inside your body, something profound is unfolding. Start flat on your back, both knees bent, feet planted on the floor. Then let both knees fall to one side, slowly, with control, while keeping both shoulders glued to the ground. Spread your arms out wide like the letter T. Hold this twisted position for 90 seconds. Then, switch sides. Seems too easy, right? That's what everyone thinks. Until researchers at the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology strapped sensors to people's spines during this movement. What they discovered was revolutionary. This twist creates something called intervertebral decompression. Let me break that down. Your spine has 23 cushiony discs stacked between the bones. All day long, gravity compresses these discs like stepping on a sponge. By bedtime, you're actually about half an inch shorter than when you woke up this morning. Wild, right? This twisting movement creates space between each vertebra. It's like gently pulling apart 2 suction cups that have been stuck together for hours. The fluid that cushions your spine, the stuff that keeps you moving without grinding, gets a chance to flow back in and redistribute evenly. The research included 450 people over 60 with chronic back stiffness. After doing this twist every night for 3 months, 71% reported feeling physically taller in the morning. But the real transformation showed up in their daily lives. They could turn their heads to check blind spots while driving, 35% easier. No more painful twisting. They could reach into the back seat to grab groceries without wincing. These real-world improvements matter infinitely more than some flexibility number on a chart. The secret lies in how you breathe during this movement. As you lie twisted to one side, breathe deeply into the stretched side of your ribcage. You'll feel it expand like inflating a balloon. This creates even more space between your ribs and releases those tiny muscles most people never even think about, the intercostals. These muscles get frozen from years of shallow breathing and hunched posture. When they finally loosen up, your entire torso moves like it did when you were younger. Here's a pro tip from Japanese elders. Place a small pillow between your knees when doing this twist. It keeps your pelvis aligned perfectly and prevents any strain on your lower back. Small modifications create massive differences. Hold each side for a full 90 seconds minimum. Set a timer if you need to, because your mind will lie to you. After 30 seconds, your brain will say, "Hey, that's enough." Don't listen. The real benefits start happening after the 1-minute mark. That's when your nervous system finally believes you're safe and lets go. Now let's get to the movement that surprises absolutely everyone with how effective it is. Before we continue, if you're finding real value in this video, do us a solid, smash that like button so more people who need this can find it. And hit subscribe because we're dropping powerful senior health videos every single day. You definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. Movement number 3, the cat-cow undulation, Japanese neko flow. Get on your hands and knees like you're about to crawl across the floor. This position alone is therapeutic. Most adults haven't been on all fours since they were toddlers, but this quadruped position teaches your spine something it's completely forgotten: how to move in segments rather than as one rigid, stiff block. Japanese elders do this movement with a rhythm that syncs perfectly with their breathing. It's almost meditative. As you inhale, let your belly drop toward the floor while lifting your chest and tailbone toward the ceiling. This is the cow position. Your spine curves downward like a hammock. As you exhale, round your spine toward the ceiling like a Halloween cat. Pull your belly button toward your spine. Head drops, tailbone tucks. The movement flows back and forth like gentle ocean waves. No stopping, no holding. Just continuous, rhythmic movement for 2 full minutes. Scientists at Osaka University studied this movement using cutting-edge imaging technology, and what they found was remarkable. This simple flowing movement increases cerebrospinal fluid circulation by 38%. Now, you might be asking, what's cerebrospinal fluid and why should I care? Great question. This is the fluid that bathes your brain and spinal cord, constantly washing away metabolic waste and toxins that accumulate during the day. When this fluid doesn't circulate properly, you get morning stiffness, brain fog, and research is even linking it to increased risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. The study followed 280 people over 65 for an entire year. Those who did cat-cow movements every night showed results that honestly seemed too good to be true. Morning stiffness decreased by 67%. Balance scores improved by 31%, meaning fewer falls, more confidence moving around. And here's the surprising bonus. Their sleep quality improved by 44%. Turns out when your spine moves fluidly, you toss and turn far less at night. Your body doesn't have to constantly shift positions trying to get comfortable. The key is making the movement wave-like instead of mechanical and choppy. Start the movement from your tailbone and let it ripple up through each vertebra to your neck like a slow-motion wave. Then, reverse the flow. Many Japanese elders imagine they're a piece of seaweed swaying in ocean currents. This visualization creates the fluid quality that makes the movement so incredibly effective. Your wrists might feel a bit tender at first if you're not used to bearing weight on them. That's completely normal. You can modify by doing this on your forearms instead of your hands, or place a folded towel under your palms for extra cushioning. The Japanese philosophy is always to modify rather than skip entirely. After about 2 weeks, your wrists will strengthen and adapt naturally. Do this for exactly 120 seconds. That's roughly 30 complete cycles if you're matching it to your breathing. When you're done, your spine will feel like someone oiled it from the inside. You might even hear some gentle pops and clicks. That's just trapped gas releasing from your joints, similar to cracking your knuckles, but happening naturally and safely. The next movement targets an area that most people completely ignore until it's too late. Movement number 2. The ankle and hip circles, Japanese kaiten movement. Sit on your bed with one leg extended straight. Start making slow, deliberate circles with your ankle. 10 circles clockwise, 10 circles counterclockwise. Switch legs and repeat. Sounds way too simple to matter, right? That's exactly what researchers thought too. until they measured what's actually happening inside your body during these circles. Your ankles are architectural marvels. 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments working together. But here's the problem. Most people over 60 have lost 70% of their ankle mobility without even realizing it's gone. And this doesn't just affect your ankles. It affects your walking, your balance, and forces your knees and hips to compensate in ways they were never designed to handle. A groundbreaking study from Nagoya University followed 890 elders for 3 full years. Half did ankle circles every night before bed. Half didn't change anything. The results? The ankle circle group had 73% fewer falls. Their walking speed increased by 23%. That's the difference between barely making it across the street before the light changes and crossing with time to spare. And here's the surprise. Their knee pain decreased by 41%. Wait, how does moving your ankles help your knees? It's all connected. When your ankles are stiff and don't move properly, your knees have to twist and torque in ways they weren't designed for. Every step becomes a grinding motion instead of a smooth one. Fix the ankles, and suddenly the knees align naturally, and the pain evaporates. But Japanese elders take this movement even further. After the ankle circles, they move up to hip circles while lying on their back. Bend one knee and gently hug it toward your chest. Then make slow, exploratory circles with that knee, moving your hip joint in every direction it's capable of. 5 circles clockwise, 5 counterclockwise, then switch legs. This movement lubricates your hip joint in a way that walking never does. Walking only moves your hip in one plane, forward and back. These circles move it in all 3 planes, including rotation. The synovial fluid inside your hip joint desperately needs this multi-directional movement to stay healthy and abundant. It's like the difference between stirring cake batter in one direction versus folding it properly from all angles. Research from the Japanese Orthopedic Association found that people who do nightly hip circles maintain 45% more hip rotation as they age. This translates directly to real-life activities that matter. Getting in and out of cars becomes effortless. Reaching down to tie your shoes doesn't require sitting down first. Even intimacy improves when hips move freely and without pain. The timing matters more than you think. Doing these circles right before sleep means your joints stay mobile throughout the night, instead of stiffening up from 8 hours of stillness. Your body produces most of its joint lubricating fluid during deep sleep. These movements prime the pump for that natural production to flood your joints. Start with small circles, and gradually make them bigger as your range improves week by week. If you hear clicking or popping, don't panic. That's okay. As long as there's no sharp pain, you're simply breaking up adhesions that have formed from years of limited movement. Japanese elders often do these circles while listening to calming music or quietly reviewing their day with gratitude. They've transformed it from just an exercise into a meditative practice, a peaceful way to transition into sleep. And now, the movement that absolutely shocked researchers with its powerful, almost unbelievable effects. Movement number 1. The wall legs elevation. Japanese, shiage. This is it. The movement that seems almost laughably simple to be the most important one. You lie on your back near a wall and put your legs up against it. That's literally the entire movement. Hold for 3 to 5 minutes. Done. But what happens during those 3 to 5 minutes? That's where the magic and the science lives. Researchers at the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology were studying inflammation in aging joints when they stumbled upon something completely unexpected. Elders who regularly elevated their legs before bed had 43% more synovial fluid in their joints compared to those who didn't. Let me explain why this is monumental. Synovial fluid is your body's natural joint lubricant. It's what keeps your knees, hips, and spine gliding smoothly without grinding or pain. Production naturally decreases with age, dropping by about 50% by the time you hit 60. This is exactly why morning stiffness gets progressively worse as years go by. But here's the breakthrough discovery that's changing everything. When you elevate your legs above your heart level, it triggers a cascade of beneficial processes throughout your entire body. First, lymphatic drainage increases by a staggering 95%. Your lymph system is like your body's waste removal service, but unlike your heart, it doesn't have a pump. It relies entirely on movement and gravity to circulate. All day long, lymph fluid pools in your legs, carrying inflammatory compounds that cause swelling, puffiness, and that awful stiffness. Elevating your legs flushes this stagnant fluid back toward your core where it can be filtered, cleaned, and renewed. Second, this position decompresses your spine in a way that no other movement can replicate. When you're upright all day, sitting, standing, walking, your spinal discs get compressed like squeezing a sponge. Lying with legs elevated creates a gentle traction effect. The spaces between your vertebrae open up by about 2 millimeters. That might not sound like much, but it's enough for fresh fluid to rush back into your discs, rehydrating them overnight like watering a plant. The research study followed 1,200 Japanese elders for 5 complete years. Those who did this simple legs-up position every night before bed reported 64% less morning joint pain. Their flexibility test improved by 31%. But here's the most impressive finding that affects quality of life. Their sleep quality scores increased by 52%. It turns out that draining excess fluid from your legs helps prevent those annoying midnight bathroom trips that destroy deep sleep. Less fluid pooling in your legs means less pressure on your bladder. Simple cause and effect. The proper setup matters more than you might think. Your buttock should be about 6 inches from the wall, not pressed right against it. This creates the optimal angle for drainage without straining your hamstrings. Your legs don't need to be perfectly straight and rigid. A slight natural bend in the knees is perfectly fine, especially when you're just starting out. Japanese elders often place a folded blanket under their hips to create a slight tilt. This enhances the drainage effect even more. They breathe deeply and slowly during this time, often counting to 100 breaths. The deep diaphragmatic breathing enhances lymphatic flow through the natural pumping action of your diaphragm muscle. Some people worry about blood rushing to their head. That's not how your body works. You have sophisticated mechanisms that regulate blood pressure regardless of your position. The slight increase in blood flow to your upper body actually helps deliver nutrients to your spine and organs while you sleep. It's a benefit, not a risk. If you have severe circulation issues or certain heart conditions, check with your doctor first. Always be smart. But for most people over 60, this position isn't just safe, it's profoundly therapeutic. Start with just 2 minutes if 3 feels too long. Build up gradually over a couple of weeks. Your legs might tingle or feel like they're waking up as circulation changes. That's completely normal and actually a positive sign that stagnant fluid is finally moving. Here's the bottom line. These 5 movements, done in this exact order, take just 12 to 15 minutes total. That's less time than scrolling social media or watching 2 sitcom scenes. The Japanese elders who maintain remarkable flexibility well into their 90s don't see this as exercise. They see it as nightly body maintenance, as essential and non-negotiable as brushing their teeth. They've proven through their own lived experience that aging doesn't have to mean stiffness, pain, and losing your independence. Your joints can stay fluid and flexible if you simply give them what they need. The science is crystal clear. The results are measurable and repeatable. And unlike complicated exercise programs or expensive treatments that cost thousands, these movements are accessible to almost everyone watching this video right now. Start tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. Your body has an incredible ability to improve at any age. Those Japanese elders touching their toes at 92 didn't start their journey at 92. They started with simple movements and stayed consistent. One night became 1 week. 1 week became 1 month. 1 month became a year. In 3 months, you'll move differently. You'll notice it getting out of bed, getting in the car, reaching for things. In 6 months, you'll feel like someone turned back the clock on your body. In a year, you might be the one surprising people at family gatherings with your flexibility and energy. The only requirement is showing up to your bedroom floor every single night and giving your body these 12 minutes of focused attention it's desperately craving. Now, we want to hear from you. What's the one daily movement that's become harder for you over the years? Is it getting up from the floor? Reaching behind your back to fasten a bra or tuck in a shirt? Maybe something as simple as looking over your shoulder while driving or backing up. Which of these 5 movements are you most excited to try tonight? Share your experiences, your struggles, and your goals in the comments below. We read every single one, and we reply personally. This isn't just a channel. It's a community of people taking control of their health together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we reveal even more powerful secrets for living your best life after 60.